All right. One of the things I like to do is keep in touch with people. That's why we started the whole show. And tonight we are going to do an Uncle Marv spotlight. This is somebody who was previously on the show. And as I mentioned, she's got a website and a business called It's a Chalk Thing. So I am going to bring into the studio now Miss Mary Deerdorf DeBruyn. Mary, how are you?
Hey, Marvin.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So looks like you're in your usual position that I see you in sometimes. What is it? Saturday nights when you do your little show?
I'm actually on live probably almost every night, actually.
Every night. Oh.
Yeah. So I didn't realize you're one of my stalkers that secretly go in stealth and watch me and then sneak out.
Well, I get the little pop up and then I got to see what it is. And I'm like, oh, it's Mary. And then you start talking about stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, probably not. But hey, you never know when you might need a gift or when somebody else might want to dabble in some DIY.
You never know. And that's why we do the show, because somebody will reach out and say, hey, I didn't know you did that.
Yep.
Well, let's first go back, because I know I had you on the show with Lenny and we kind of glossed over this, but I wanted to make sure that I gave a full spotlight on this for you. And I know that it's called It's a Chalk Thing.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how this gets started and what you do?
All right. So basically, when Lenny and I got married a little over 5 years ago, and I moved here to South Carolina, I did not have a job. And I was actually still a full-time caregiver for my mom in Florida. So there really wasn't a way for me to be able to hold down a full-time job and drive back and forth to Florida as often as I was, especially the first few years. We had a lot of bumps in the road with my mom. So I was doing a lot of traveling. So as things started to settle down, I'm like, great, now I have to go back to work. And after being out of the corporate world for a little while, I was like, I just don't know if I could go back into the workplace politics and deal with being micromanaged. And, again, still needed flexibility to kind of do my own thing. So I was researching how to create DIY home decor for myself, to sell finished pieces to people, to have a booth at a local store and, pop up at the craft shows and things like that, just to help pay the water bill, pay gas money back and forth to Florida, something, because Lenny had been hugely supportive in our marriage. And
so he wasn't going to make you his trophy wife and just basically take care of everything. Is that what
he said that he would, but I was feeling a little guilty. I was feeling a little guilty. And like I said, lots of travels back and forth to Florida. Stuff adds up quick.
Yes.
So I was just trying to find a way to kind of help contribute to the family household income. Even though we're empty nesters, we still have, life and bills, right? So, and of course, that we did the long distance thing for many years too. So
yeah. That can get pricey too.
That was pricey too. So anyways, we want to retire one day. So I wanted to find something that I could do. So basically that's where it all started. So I actually found this company. It's called Chalk Couture. It is a direct sales company, and a lot of people are going to roll their eyes and tune out at this point, because direct sales get a terrible, terrible rap, right? But I researched the company, and they allow you to run your business with, within some guidelines and policies, but very open, guidelines and policies. They allow us to run the business the way you want. So I can make finished products and sell them with using their products. I can sell other people their products so they can make their own things. I can hold workshops and collect revenue from classes and workshops, which we know how that goes now that we're in COVID.
Right.
And then I can also build a team and have people under me and make revenue and income from that aspect of the business of direct sales. I wasn't necessarily looking to build a team or find people that wanted to do this, but somehow I managed to create a team, just casually and slowly over the last 3 years. I actually have been doing this for 3 years now, but it wasn't until COVID that I kind of dug in and started doing my business a little differently, because I was focusing on the finished goods. I was focusing on, I had a booth, at a storefront, a brick and mortar. And with COVID and with things shutting down, it was like, well, I'm now paying rent and nobody's seeing my stuff. And I was no longer able to have in-person workshops. So that wasn't working out. So I'm like, I need to find something else. I need to find a better way. So I did what a lot of people do and took to a live Facebook, and I had a challenge to go live for 15 days in a row from somebody. And I thought, oh, because I really am shy and I don't like being on camera. But I do enjoy the product. I do enjoy creating. I do enjoy teaching other people. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna accept this challenge. And so I did. And I haven't looked back since. And actually in the last year, my business has blossomed. Places where people are not making any money in COVID, I'm actually making the most money, more money now than I was the first 2 years of the business. One, because I'm focusing more time. And two, because I think people are looking for things to do. And they can order a kit from me and they can do it in their own time, in their own home. I can teach them via FaceTime, via Facebook Messenger, or they can watch my lives that I do just about every night. And I just demo different ways to create. I upcycle things that I found at thrift stores. I find Dollar Tree things that I turn around and recreate. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the company is actually tied to an organization called Watts of Love, which is a nonprofit organization that provides solar lights. Right now, their focus is in Malawi. And these solar lights that they're providing to these people are more than just a solar light. And so I've kind of become a little more passionate about that organization. And this month I did my first live auction on Facebook and brought in enough money. I was able to donate $500 to that organization.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned that the organization, you mentioned direct sales, which, listen, pretty much everything we do, there's some sort of direct sales.
Right.
Somebody's got to sell something to somebody.
Right.
Much. So I wouldn't worry about that at all. But you mentioned the fact that, you're not just simply reselling products, you're reselling kits, you're showing people how to do stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's not just that you're, pawning off somebody else's stuff. It's, you get to make your own creations out of this.
Very true. Very true.
And so now that you've been doing the Facebook Live for a while, it probably makes sense that you have, I guess, a cult following now, that people are reaching out to you and saying, hey, I had an idea. Can you help me do this? Does that happen a lot?
Oh, yeah. I get people that reach out to me that want help for things. I get people that have no desire to do it themselves. So they actually, have me do it for them. And then I complete the piece and send it to them. I get custom orders for things for people that want projects. My cult following, I probably have on average 20 people most nights now. My peak was 100 people watching me at one time. I kind of panicked when I saw that 100. So then I just don't even look at that number, because that's when I get a little, tongue tied and freaked out or whatever. But I am a little more comfortable with it. And I just, like I said, I just enjoy doing what I'm doing, that I just kind of tune all that other stuff out now.
Now, the question that I was going to ask you about the types of things that you normally do, because most people think of, small little trinket things or small, projects and things like that. What's the biggest projects that you're able to show people how to do, or that people have asked you to do for them?
I mean, I do something as simple as this door hanger is something that I did the other night. But I've taken my product and I've, done the side lights along my front door of my house. I have vintage windows that I've recreated and upcycled. What other large project would
Now,
I?
those like actual windows or
Oh,
those that
yes,
you've
actual
really
windows.
that people put into their homes as interesting?
No, just decor pieces
Oh,
mainly.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, mainly decor pieces. But the windows that I was speaking of on my side lights, you know how on your side lights, when you have your front door and you have those windows?
You have to have a really nice house to have those side light things.
No, not necessarily, Marvin. But anyways, a lot of times people can buy like this like film stuff to kind of camouflage it so people aren't poking right into your home.
Right.
So I thought, well, why can't I chalk on that? And so I kind of made my own little camouflage
All
by
right.
chalking my side lights.
Now, when you talk about upsell, is this the same concept as what was that show, Pickers, American Pickers, where they go out and they look for things and find these little gems that they can turn around and clean up and make nice? Or is it like flea market flip?
More like flea market flip.
Okay.
More like flea market flip. So I'll find something and I'm like, okay, we need to like recreate this and make, something old, something new and more current. Yeah.
Right.
So more like flea market flip when I'm talking about that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you're doing your lives each night, because that's a lot of work to do something every night. Are you actually doing a demonstration? Are you making something, or is it just a time where people can come on and ask you questions and things like that?
Most nights I'm doing a demo of something. So most nights I'm either making something that I want for my own home, something that's holiday related that I could resell, or something that somebody wanted to see done.
Okay.
And then, like I said, the items that I'm making that I'm not necessarily using in my own home, that's when I'm going to turn around and do those live auctions and then sell them. So then I can take that money, recoup what I, need in my expenses, but then be able to donate, like I said, a large portion. So,
Right. And all that stuff hanging behind you, is that your wall of glory behind you? Is all stuff that you've
some of it
made?
is, yep, that's one of my chalkboards, and then some of that's my artwork that I've done. So yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Very nice. All right. Well, do you have anything coming up that you'd like to promote and tell people to be a part of? Any?
Well, I did get an exciting email today. I had an
Yes.
opportunity to apply for to act as an assistant. I'll basically probably be a grunt worker, but Chalk Couture is going to be involved in the Pinners Conference in Atlanta, which is a pretty big conference. So I applied to participate in that, and I received an email today that I was selected to work with our corporate team to do that event. So I'll be in Atlanta in mid-April for that. So
So is it just one event, or is it?
it's a large 2-day event. So it's sponsored by like Home Depot and Chalk Couture and some other big DIY type
Wow.
names. So they're going to have classes throughout. There will be a lot of vendors with booths there. So I'll be working, helping work with the booth and then possibly helping or assisting in the classes there. So that was pretty exciting.
Very, very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm going to put up here. So the two sites. So first, your website, it's a chalkthing.com.
Yes.
And also the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/it's a chalk thing.
Yep. And I'm also on Instagram, Pinterest.
You're on the gram. And of course, that's like the Netflix of DIY, isn't it?
Yes, pretty much. And the Pinners Conference is actually tied to Pinterest.
Pinners?
Yeah,
Pinners.
The Pinners Conference I spoke of.
Oh,
is actually tied to Pinterest.
it is. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah.
It'll
So
be
it's
the
pretty
new eBay.
exciting. And I even actually snuck in, and I've got a TikTok too, but
A TikTok.
I know. I like caved to the TikTok, but I
We gotta
really don't
find
I
that.
don't have a whole lot of material on there yet.
We gotta find that. That's something we'll be doing on the after show. See how
It was just a quick demo video that I did. I didn't do any like dance skills or anything crazy like that.
right. If it's out there, somebody will find it.
But you've gotta reach every arm that you can when you're in business for yourself. So
I will never do a TikTok. I can guarantee you that.
Don't say never. You didn't think you were going to be on the Book of Face either.
Yeah, but that's a little different. I don't think I ever said never, but trust me, there will never be a TikTok. Never, ever. All right, folks. So Mary DeBruyn, it's a chalk thing. I will have links to both of her sites, and check her out just about every night, she said, live on the Facebook. Now, are we cutting into your time now? Do you have a set schedule that you're on all the time?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, most of the time I try to go between 6:30 and 7. Here lately, they've gotten used to me actually coming on a little later, so we're good. We're good.
Okay.
I've got people messaging me, "Hey, are you going on tonight?"
Where are you?
But it's okay. It's all good. I appreciate you reaching out to me and letting me come on and chit chat with you and catch up.
Well, as I've been telling people, I am making a very concerted effort to not do what I did so many years ago and drop off the face of the earth and not talk to people. It will be a very direct effort to keep in touch, and this will be one way to do it.
Sounds great.
All right. So, Mary, thank you very much for coming on. I'm going to let you go. We are going to end off the podcast here, and then I will stay a little bit to chat with anybody that wants to hang out. But Mary, thank you very much for coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to the Uncle Marv podcast, Mondays at 8 p.m. Until next time, holla.